fantastic way of engaging young people in the green agenda and also talking to young boys and girls about the opportunities that they're going to be in the workplace in the future related to the green agenda. The fact that there are green jobs out there, green careers in the future, which they can target themselves towards, and some of the skills that they might need to develop, some of the STEM agenda, engineering, technology, and most importantly maths. And science, to actually get young people engaged with how they can make the world a greener, better place. I think it's a very valuable way of bringing together employers, businesses, community groups, the university and the schools. And that mixture is very powerful to inspire young people about the opportunities that are out there, about the chances there are to study exciting things at university that could lead them on to a very exciting career, and to realise that connection between young people's interest in nature and the environment and the future of our economy. I think the Queen's speech is very important. It's focusing on our economy, most importantly, so that all these young people can have jobs in the future. Vitally important that. And the plastic bags thing is a long-term environmental campaign, which people have been pushing for a long time. I think particularly it's one that people have seen the damage which is being done to nature by a consumer activity in using plastic bags, and something that can be changed relatively easily. And we've seen in Wales, where it was tried out, that it hasn't been a great disaster introducing this. It's something that has worked, and it's something that helps to improve the natural environment. So we've learned from that, and we've introduced legislation to introduce that nationally. In terms of the debate around fracking, clearly this is controversial. Clearly there are going to be people campaigning against it, and there are going to be people who are taking sides. My personal view is that by reducing our dependence on coal, even if one of the steps along the way is actually to use gas, that is a quicker way of reducing our greenhouse gas emissions, and it's very clear that using gas is less polluting, produces less carbon dioxide than using coal. So if it's a step along the way, alongside the introduction of renewables, if it can help people to heat their homes for less, and it can actually help us to reduce our greenhouse gas emissions at the same time, I think it's the right thing to do. We have seen a huge investment and expansion of renewables. We've seen the introduction of a renewable heat incentive, which is very positive, something I campaigned for in my maiden speech. We've seen the Green Deal launch, which has begun to have a real effect. In Worcester alone, you can travel around Worcester and see hundreds of homes which have been clad in the last few years with government funding. Hundreds of homes have been massively improved in terms of their insulation. And businesses like Worcester Bosch are actually benefiting from this. They're benefiting from the fact that we are becoming a greener country. We're interested in having more efficient, more eco-friendly heating systems, and they're developing better systems to do that. So I think exciting things are happening. Clearly there's always a tension, there's always a debate between how quickly we go down that route and how we protect the economy and the growth that are there. I think it's right to have that debate, but I think the trend is definitely heading in a greener direction, and certainly looking at the lifespans of these young people who are coming here today, I think we will be living in a much more eco-conscious, a much greener world in 20, 30 years' time. We've seen hundreds of homes take it on, and I've seen a house which has been the first to be entirely clad using the Green Deal. So I think it is an agenda which is making progress. This is a generational change, and it's something that we have to get people to understand the value of taking on these projects. It's not something that is only a job for government. It's something that's a job. It's great to see the university taking an interest, but it's also a job for householders themselves to recognise that actually they can save money on their bills and they can help the environment by making those investors. And we're at the start of a long process which will see improving the housing stock of this country and making it both greener and more efficient. I think that's very exciting. I think it's absolutely right that students should take an interest in the housing where they actually live, and should be using their position as students and as occupiers of that housing to support the green agenda. I think it's very exciting that you've got BIS funding through HEFCE to back that project, and I was delighted to welcome some of the students who took part in that project to the Houses of Parliament recently for a celebration of some of the really exciting student ideas coming forward as a result of that funding for green projects for students. So very, very positive, something that we'd like to see more of in the future. Welcome. Thank you very much for coming this morning, all of you. This is a really exciting event. This is the second time that I've opened this event. I'm really delighted to do it because I find that young people in Worcester are pretty switched on when it comes to understanding the importance of being eco-friendly, looking after our planet, and doing the right things. In fact, I sometimes find young people are more switched on than some of my other constituents, and that they pay more attention to these things. But I think that the exciting thing about this event, which is supported by the university, supported by these wonderful volunteers at the back from Rotary, who do fantastic work in our community, is giving you the opportunity to look at some of the chances that are out there in the future for going green, for saving our planet, doing the right thing by the planet, but also getting yourselves really exciting jobs and careers. And so this Your Green Future event isn't just about the challenge that we all know we face of climate change and the huge threat to our planet. It's also about the opportunities. It's about the opportunities to work in some of the most exciting areas of the technologies of the future, making our planet a better, safer, happier and healthier place.